Good morning, Prep. Welcome to our CE module for today. So today we will be discussing about the film that I have let you watch last Tuesday. Are you ready? Great, let's start. For our Bible verse, it is found in Acts chapter 3, verse 19. It says here, "Come back to God, and He will forgive your sins." Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Can we read it all together? Let's read. Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Come back to God, and He will forgive your sins. Acts chapter 3, verse 19. For our principle, faithians admit their wrongdoings humbly. Okay, what do we mean when we say admit? When we say admit, it means that you honestly tell and you don't deny that you did something wrong. We will acknowledge that we did something wrong. And what should we do if we got to admit, if we know that we did something wrong? Okay, that is what we're going to learn also today. For our aim, today we will learn about how Joseph forgave his brothers who has wronged him. I will show you some pictures and then just answer my questions. First one, what will you say if you broke your mom's favorite vase? What will you say if you have bumped someone and hurt them badly? What will you say if you did something bad or something wrong to your friend? I hope that we all got the same answer. And there is one thing that we should say, and that is, I am sorry. Is it important to say sorry? Why? Why do you think that it's important to say sorry? Okay, so because through saying sorry, we know and we acknowledge that we did something wrong. We are honest enough that we did something that has hurt somebody. That's why it is important to ask for forgiveness and or ask sorry. Okay, but let me ask you also, is it enough for us to say I'm sorry? How about forgiving the person who has hurt us? For example, your friend did something wrong to you or your friend has hurt you. So he will say sorry, right? What would you do with that? Would you do to him? So it's important that not just saying sorry, but you also receive his response or accept his response. If someone says sorry, we are also to forgive them. Okay, accept their sorry. For our lesson today, our lesson is entitled, I Can Say I Am Sorry. We are now in lesson 2. Last Tuesday, I asked you to draw your favorite part of the film or of the movie. And here are your works. Okay, this one is Gabe's work. This one is Daniel's work. And this one is Andre's work. Okay, Gabe said that his favorite part was when Jacob gave Joseph the colorful coat. Okay, this one, Daniel, his favorite part is when Joseph forgave his brothers. And then for Andre, his favorite part is when Joseph and his brothers were reconciled and there was a plentiful harvest in Egypt when there was a time of famine. Okay, nice work, everyone. Next, let's look at the work of the girls. This one is Kina's work. This one is Yada's work. And this one is Eliana's work. The favorite scene of Kina is when Joseph's brothers were sorry and Joseph forgave them. Next, Yada's favorite scene was when Joseph interpreted the dream. Okay, because she said that she likes dreaming. And then for Eliana, her favorite part is when Joseph was born. Because she said that parents are happy with their child or baby. A child is truly a joy to their parents. Yeah, that's correct. You are all a joy to your parents. Thank you for your wonderful works, your creative works. And I do hope that you have enjoyed watching the film. So for today, we will discuss and or summarize what have we learned from the story and what is the story is about. Okay, this is Joseph. He's a young man whose job was to watch the flocks. He was his father's favorite and was loved lots and lots. And you know, his father gave him a beautiful robe with many colors. So can you see how many colors can you see here? There's red, there's green, and there's yellow. Even though his father loved him very much, look at his brothers. This made his brothers very mad. They did not love their brother. The brothers want to get rid of him because of all his dreams. Joseph has been telling his brothers about his unusual dreams, and his brothers find it very weird. He says that, or Joseph says that he will someday rule over his brothers and even rule before his mother and brother. And his brothers hears that as an insult. They know that his brother is some kind of just imagining, because that is just a dream that would not come true. For the brothers, they find Joseph very proud and very boastful. That's why they want to get rid of Joseph. They would never bow down or listen to his words when he shares his dream. Suddenly, they had a plan. They would throw Joseph in a hole so he would not be seen. Okay, look how angry his brothers were to him. And that is the time that they have come up with the plan that Joseph will be thrown in a pit or in a cistern. A cistern is a well that doesn't have a water on it. So it is super lalim. It's because there is no water in it. Joseph was thrown in that dark, cold, and very scary pit because he was just alone. Soon, the brothers heard that some camels are carrying some traveling men. They took Joseph from the hole and sold their young brother to the men. Okay, they sold their brother as a slave. Do you know what a slave is? A slave is, in Tagalog, it's alila. Something that you, or someone that you pay for, or it's like you're buying that person. And then once you have bought them, they will do whatever that you make them to do. So that's what happened to Joseph. He was bought as a slave. His brothers sold him as a slave to this men who were in the camel. Years went by where Joseph was gone. And then times were hard. Joseph he has had a hard time. But you know what? God was very gracious to him because he became a ruler in Egypt. He became one of the servants, one of the leaders there. The Pharaoh has appointed him to take care of the food that they will be going to eat. There was a great famine. There will be a great famine. Do you know what famine is? Famine is a season where there are no weeds or no plants, no crops that are growing because it's very tagtuyot sa kanila. Walang makain. Okay, so Joseph had prepared for it. He has stored all the things and all the food that they can store. And so that when famine comes, they have something to eat. Egypt has so much rain. They had so much stored. And here famine comes. See, the people are getting thinner and thinner, and also the animals. There was a wide famine in their place. And so also in the place of their brothers, there was also a famine there. That's why they need to go to Egypt to get some food. Now, little did the brothers know that Joseph was a mighty man. Hindi nila nakilala si Joseph. Joseph was a ruler already at that time. He was in charge of all the food. So he must be the one to give it to them. This is Joseph and this is his brothers. His brothers didn't know that this person that they're talking to and they're asking food for is their brother whom they have sold and whom they have planned to kill and get rid of. How do you think Joseph would feel? Or what do you think Joseph would feel? How would he feel if he has seen his brothers that has wronged him, who has sold him, who has hurt him? Maybe Joseph would be angry, right? It can be his initial response. He would have punched them or hurt them also because what they did to Joseph was unacceptable. His brothers were very mean to him. But what had happened was, when Joseph saw his brothers, he couldn't resist what he feels, and then he wept for a while because he missed his brothers so much. He had a loving heart and wanted to forgive. He ran to his brothers and instead of a fist, he gave them each a great big hug. He held them close and kissed each one and told them how much they were missed. So despite the wrongdoings that his brothers did to him, Joseph chose to forgive them and shared the love. He told them how much they have missed them. Not only that, he has uh, given food also to his brothers. So see, even though Joseph was hurt badly, physically, emotionally, he was away from his parents, and his parents thought also that he was already dead because of his brothers doing wrongdoing. He still chose to forgive his brothers. Okay. Now, you can do your classwork and finish page 146 to 147 on your CE book. And finish your classwork on page 146 to 147 on your CE book. But before I end, What did we learn today? We learned that we should say sorry when we did something wrong to someone, or when we have hurt somebody, when we have hurt somebody. Okay, it is important that we should say sorry. Okay, it is better to say sorry not only when we did something wrong to someone, but also we can also say sorry if we have been wronged. Okay? Sabi nila, some people are asking, kailan ba or sino dapat mag-sorry? Hindi ako magsusorry because I did not do something wrong. But the Lord wants us to be humble. The Lord wants us to be humble enough that even though we did do something wrong, if we feel that we have offended someone, we should still say sorry. Okay? We must understand that when we did something wrong, we should acknowledge it. We should admit it. Aaminin natin. We should admit it and we say sorry. Why? Why should we say sorry? Because it means that we are willing to be corrected. We will be corrected or sasabihin sa atin na it is wrong and hindi na dapat siya mauulit. When we say sorry, we will not do that wrong thing again. We promise that we don't do it again. See? So just like before God, there are times that we do things that doesn't please God. We are doing things that displease God. One thing that we should do is we always come back to Him and ask for forgiveness. As what is in our verse stated kanina in Acts chapter 3 verse 19, come back to God and He will forgive your sins. God is open to forgive. We should just humbly say sorry, ask for forgiveness to God. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, Prep. I will see you again on our next module. Okay, this is the last lesson for this or before your exam for your mid-quarter. Okay, see you next time. Goodbye, Prep. God bless you.